Sup nerds, welcome to the Omni4Game podcast, episode 86. I'm Sean, I'm joined with Chris and Brandon as always.
Sup guys, this week's Omni4Game recap. We go over our locals as always. We go over a secret rare tier list, and then we hit your guys' comment questions. So if you like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next episode.
Alright, first topic, locals recap. I'm certain I did the worst at Trinity on Tuesday, right?
I literally went X2.
So did I.
Alright, well, I mean, if only there was a way for us to look this up and have the Carfax.
I'm already looking.
Yeah, same here.
I didn't bother looking earlier because I just assumed.
I know what I went already.
Hold on, is it not? Oh, I actually can't look. You're gonna have to look. I forgot. I didn't register for that tournament, so I got entered in as guest.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were technically below me. We both had the exact same opponent match win percentage, like down to the percent, but my game win percentage was slightly higher.
Yeah, so we had a 5-person locals at Trinity on Tuesday because over half the regulars didn't come for some reason.
Yeah, a bunch of jabronis.
Yeah, I played Ruin Mode Turbo. The profile is on the channel. I have since changed 4 cards, but round 1 I never saw level 6. Yes.
Were those 4 cards Medieval Gallant?
No.
Ah.
He was actually sprinkled in the list at one point during my testing, but I was like, I can't justify footing a copy of this.
You need to see your pieces.
Yeah, he was in there at one point though. Round 1 I played.
You don't say.
Yeah, round 1 I played against Ben playing Digimon. If I had seen a level 6 at any point over the course of 2 games, I would have been able to basically stun lock him out of the game until I killed him, but I never saw level 6 game 1 or game 2. So I ended up losing that. And then round 2 played against Chris playing Digimon. I was actually able to play the game, but that's actually not an awesome matchup if I can't completely like minus 10k his field. Because like they played like the BT21 Gallant, the promo Gallant, and if I'm not minus 10k'ing, my Ruin Mode gets blown up on their turn, and also that's the burst damage they can deal is pretty rough. So I lost that 0-2 as well, and then came in whatever place.
Last.
Dope. I came in 5th. I got top 8.
Yeah. Top 8. Hey, that's thinking big right there. So I will go next. I was 4th. So, top 4. Round 1 I played against Chris, playing Megidra. Literally game 1 and 2. Well, game 1 specifically, I was pushing for lethal with a rush play. And the very last security, or the second to last security, was one of the two, was the option card that just says gain a memory, and my turn just went boop, ended my turn on the spot, lost on the spot. The exact same thing happens game 2, but it wasn't as I was pushing for lethal, as I was pushing to establish like a really strong board that I don't think he could have cracked. Instead, my turn ended, and he was just like, haha, joke's on you, you're dead. So he literally got bailed out both games by security. Round 2, I also played against Ben playing Perperial. Game 1, I high rolled the ever-loving bejesus out of him and killed him through all 5 security. Game 2 and 3, I did not do that, and he killed me instead, as you do. So, and then round 3, I got a bye, so I just sat there and play tested against somebody else who showed up a little later to just have something to do. So, my only win was the bye. Sounds good.
Well, that means you didn't go 0-2. We only played 2 rounds.
No, we played 3.
We played 3. I played against
I only played 2 rounds.
I think you also had a bye, didn't you?
I
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
You had a buy round 2, Sean.
Did I? Did I just
Yeah,
blacked
because
out?
remember you watched. Yeah, I'm getting there. You'll remember once I explain my rounds.
Okay.
So I went third. I got third place. Round 1, I played against Brandon. Like Brandon said already, he kind of got unlucky with my security. Digimon can just put up a bunch of burst damage and can kind of just randomly kill out of nowhere. Round 2, I played against Dante, who was playing Nature Spirits. And Sean had the awesome privilege to sit there and watch as I punted.
Oh yeah, I remember
game
that
2.
now,
Yeah. All I had to do was add the Gallantmon off the Gigimon, but because I'm not a professional purple player, I don't remember 24/7 what's always in my trash. So the way I had it fanned out, I had milled it really early. So it was like stuck at the bottom where you can only kind of see the top. If I would have just added it, I could have killed Dante.
Mm-hmm.
I also had a play earlier in the game where my Magidramon had Rush and Retail. I should have rushed, not Rush and Retail, Raid and Retail. I should have raided into one of his Nature Spirits level 6s to gain some extra memory and do some follow-up plays. I just assumed, and that, again, it's on me, I shouldn't have just expected him to block. But I swung at his security, assuming he was going to block it, because I needed to gain the memory off the Geo X and the Growl X, the extra memory for when you delete an opponent's Digimon. Well, he didn't block. I don't know why, but he didn't.
He had no reason to.
Yeah, he had no reason to. So I didn't gain all the extra memory back, and I was like, oh no. So again, I shouldn't have even given him the option, because if I'd have just raided into his Digimon, I'd have blown up his whole board. Instead, I did not blow up his whole board. I think it died to the security check. I can't remember. Anyways, all I had to do, and that was one of the games, and then one of the next games I just didn't add the Gallant off the Gigimon, which would have allowed me to play it and then blow up his dude, gain some Ace Overflow memory, and blah blah blah. Just kind of went from there. I was still kind of learning the deck a little bit. Round 3, played against Sean, and it's kind of like he said, he wasn't able to fully play the game. It's also nice that Growl X is 6,000 DP.
Yes.
So if he only can Ruin Mode me once, I can still sort of play the game. I ended up in 3rd. I believe Ben got 1st and Dante got 2nd. So
probably.
Do you believe that is how that went?
Yeah. That was Trinity, and then we stayed and play tested a bunch more, and I realized, hey, Galacticmon is exactly what we thought it was. Kind of slow.
I tested my Ruin Mode list versus the Galacticmon deck, and it didn't go well for Galacticmon.
Well, to be fair, you have access to a billion DP neg. I don't think that's a good matchup to start.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I don't know what Galacti can do in this current meta. Hunters just kills you. Even Red Hybrid will just kill you.
But they have access
so
to 4 cards that have Tamer removal in them.
Yeah.
And they have so much search and draw power.
It was funny when you swapped to Magna, and I blew up both your Davis and Kens.
I was so sad.
And you're like, I needed those.
What irritated me is I literally could have EO'd in a Medieval Gallant to pass turn, but instead I was like, I feel safe. I don't know what this deck really does, and I just did something else. And then because I didn't have a Medieval Gallant on the field, you were able to Destro my double Davis and Ken.
So in hindsight, you stopped that from happening to begin with.
Yes. Now that I know that that's a possibility, I would have just evoed into Medieval Gallant, and he never would have been able to do that.
Nice.
I still won that game.
Mm-hmm.
But that just slowed the pace of the game down to a crawl.
Right. Now,
I came in 3rd. I played Ruin Mode Turbo once again. So the 4-card changes I made, and I mentioned this in the deck profile, I actually swapped the physical trainings back out for memory boosts. Because, yes, it sucks bot decking in BT12 Marcus Damon, but it sucks even worse if you literally just can't play the game because you don't see your pieces. So I ended up swapping.
You're doubling the pieces you see, so.
Yes. And just getting extra memory as opposed to reducing evo cost does matter, especially with the new Geo Gray where you hard play a Tamer to proc its effect. You can do that without passing turns sometimes. So it ended up working out pretty well for me. Hold on. Round 1, I played against Bloomlord, and I was like, yum, 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 yum. Small bodies.
Yup.
Lots of small bodies.
How many bodies did you get him for on one rune mode?
He never fully popped off on me to where I killed. I think the most I killed was like 3 in one turn.
I was hoping for five or 6.
Nah, dude, I was never gonna, because if you let them do that, they might just kill you.
Killing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never want to even like let it get to that point. He did quartz bomb me game 1, and that was actually pretty awkward. I actually had to give him 7 memory and slam a burst mode ace to kill the quartzmon. He ended up clearing my board. I had a suspended ruin mode and a suspended burst ace, and he cleared my board with a Zephiga ace. Actually, he may have had like 4 bodies on the field at this point. I ended up promoting and double ruin mode board wiping his entire field, and then killing him the next turn, I think. But he had like 2 megas on the field to start that turn, and I was just promoting like I think a rookie out of raising, but you know.
So good.
Yeah, ended up winning that 2-0. That matchup's really bad for Bloomlord. Like, it's probably one of their absolute worst matchups, because even a single proc ruin mode can basically stop them from doing anything.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, they just hard lose to anything that stops them from playing dudes.
Yeah.
Crimson Blaze, Ruin Mode, like, they just can't even play.
Yeah, because, I mean, what's their Bloom going to do? Swing at me for, like, what, 7k for 1 check? Okay.
Yeah.
Round 2, played against Ben, playing Perperial. Against that matchup, I have to sit there and let him promote first. And I think he was starting to figure that out over the course of the match, if he didn't already know that. Because I can't let him respond to me unless I'm double proc ruin moding him. So I let him swing first, and then I promoted and cleared his board and kept him from playing for a turn. Ended up winning game 1. I think I slammed a Rise Gray for game, if I'm not mistaken. Game 2, I was 1 card away. He put me to 0 security, but I was 1 top deck away. If I had ripped BT2 Shine off of my Evo, I could have actually completely cleared his board and double ruin mode procced him and probably stabilized from there, because I would have recovered out of the danger zone. Ended up losing game 2, and then game 3, same thing that happened in game 1. I just kept him from playing the game for too many turns, and he couldn't defend himself. Then played against Chris playing Megidra again. Game 1, I saw over half my deck, and I could have won game 1 if I had seen... I think I had seen 1 BT21 Rise, like way earlier in the game, that I used in a stack. If I'd seen one of the other 3, I could have killed him. But because I didn't see it, and I also didn't see a Mega, I couldn't ruin mode to keep him from, like... playing out a bunch of rush Gomons and stuff and killing me on his next turn. So I ended up losing game 1 because of that. And then game 2, he just got burst damage on me too quickly, and I couldn't really defend myself. So I lost that 0-2. And then I played against Sakuyamon, round 1, or round 4. Stone. Game 1, he did some stuff, but I was just like, double ruin mode, multiple turns in a row. You're not going to defend yourself. I'm going to win this game. Game 2, I opened up a little slower, and I kind of had to chill, and he got to touch himself for a little bit. He ended up with a Valderarm, 2 Sakuyamons, like 3 tokens, and like a rookie on the field. And I promoted, and I could have completely cleared his board, but instead I swung at his security for 2 security checks with the ruin mode, and because he had Ace Overflow in his stacks, I cleared everything but 1 Sakuyamon, and it was 1,000 DP. So like, what are you gonna do, swing at me on your turn, because it's not the one that has barrier? I ended up killing him the next turn, and he couldn't play the game on his turn, obviously. And ended up winning that 2-0 and coming in third.
That's room mode. All right, I'll go next. I got second. Round one, my opponent never showed, so I got the bye. Round two, I played against Alphamon. Long story short, he just never saw Oryukenmon, so I was just kind of able to freely swing at him. Even though I was trying to play around it so hard. I'm like, I got to do everything I possibly can to get like out his body before I swing. Thankfully, he just never saw it. Round three, played against Sean. He kind of talked about that already. Game two, I was trying to keep him in the game so bad.
Oh, I forgot about like your little mini punts.
Yeah. I was trying to keep him in the game, make it tight, nice match so that, maybe he could get uploaded. Yeah, for the content. And then round four, played against Brandon, who was playing Adventure. In that matchup, I either need to kill him before he can establish Tamers, or I need to see Wargrowl X, so I don't have to be so afraid of, like, Metal Garu and Wargreymon. I guess Wargreymon.
Wargreymon's still active. You get all your memory stuff, so it's not awesome to pop it.
Yeah, Metal Garu would just avoid everything, so... so I have to try and see Wargrowl X to one, like maybe pop his level 5s and hope he doesn't have the option card out, and to prevent Metal Garu from ruining my night. Game 2, I did misplay, but I don't think it would have mattered in the long run. Yeah, because I forgot the Wargreymon could give out protection to multiple bodies, not just itself. Yeah, so other than that, both games were pretty close. He just was able to establish and play a little bit quicker than I was, so I ended up losing 0-2 to Brandon's Adventure. So he got his clap back from Tuesday.
As I called it, my salty run back.
He did once again hit the option card out of security to pass his turn. It didn't matter this time, but it's funny it happened again. And only to him.
The third time.
I played around that game one when I was going for lethal to try drawing my Rise. I turned my BT21 Marcus into Digimon and swung to go back to one memory in case I checked a Digimon I designed.
Brandon hit that card, he hit the design card, and he hit Jack Raid.
I had Jack Raid out of security one game, but you had to like Grav Crush the turn before, so I started my turn with like 6 memory.
Yeah. Yep. So the Jack Raid ended up not mattering. I mean, it did, because I was going to choke him to 1, but instead, I go to 0, and I was like, oh, well, it's either that or pass turns. I might as well just give him his 3. So I just, played like the option card and called it a day. So, I mean, it didn't matter, but it did. Like, it was just more annoying. I couldn't choke him, but what are you going to do? So anyway, I got first. Yeah, choke that hoe. I got first. So round 1, I played against Sakuya. Game 1, and 2, basically, he died before he could like even properly. Game 1, he didn't get set up in time. Like, he didn't see his green option card, the one that lets you evo for free. So like, he promoted and activated like pause plugin for free just to like gain a memory off one of his inheritable. So I didn't get like 4 memory or something like that. 3 memory maybe. So he'd like put me to 2 or 1. Game 2, he was just behind like 2 turns because he bricked. So I just killed him with both games. It was like easy collapse.
He freely activates that good plugin card way too, like just a draw. He's just like, let me just activate this draw. I'm like, dude, that's like your best card.
Oh yeah, he was doing that to me. He was activating pause plugin for free for like no value just to do it. Mm-hmm. I had nothing on my field, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, he did the same thing. I think it's just he can gain the memory and potentially draw cards through his inheritables, right? I think he had
already triggered all those effects versus me when he did it. He was just like, dude, I was like, okay, sure.
So then round 2, I played against Galaxy, playing against Andrew. I 2-0'd him as well. So game 1, my opening, he had gone first, and he like went Corona Luna, and I was like, oh, he's gonna have a lot of memory. I need to set up as fast as possible. So I drew for turn. It was a tamer, and I have another tamer in hand, and I was like, he's not gonna be able to OTK me. Palmon, tamer. And he just looks over and goes, oh, you're getting ready to touch me. And then I proceeded to touch him. So I was able to wipe his board that following turn. Like, he set up like a pretty okay board, but he didn't see a level 5 in time to like properly take advantage of it. So he ends up like playing the tamer for full cost and not getting much value out of it. And then I was just able to promote, clear his board, and then stop him from doing anything else, basically. Game 2, he lost purely because of what was in my security. So he hit, in this order, in one turn, he checked 4 of my security. He hit Tie, the dual color tamer I needed, so I had all of my colors, Our Courage United, and then a Palmon. The Palmon didn't matter. But those first 3 hits lost him the game on the spot. Because it gave me it gave me every single color, so I was able to out up to a level 7 with Metal Garu if I wanted. I didn't need to. Basically, I was able to completely wipe his board and set up a. I kind of had to bluff him a bit because I didn't have any extra level 5s in hand, and I knew he was going to be able to scramble the level 3 out and climb. But spoiler for when you guys see the deck profile, you'll see it probably in a couple days, or maybe before this even gets uploaded. I don't know.
They'll see it before this goes up.
Okay, so you might have already seen it. I am playing Omni Ace, and let me tell you, Omni Ace has come in clutch every single game I've played, whether it's Omni4Game or whether it's clearing my opponent's board. Now, does it suck that if they ever out it, I'm losing? They're getting 10 memory.
9.
Yes, but I'm never using it in a situation where I think it's going to get outed. Otherwise, I'll take the L before I give you 10 memory.
It's not memory.
If I have double ace under it, so that would be 3 aces.
Oh, that's
over 10.
Was that 13?
Yeah. That's why I play more of the promo War Greymon, which is also sneaky good because he can just check like 3 security so easily. So anyway, I left him in a spot where I had a Metal Garu and 2 level 5s and like a 4 and a 3, and double Courage United. So he scrambles out the level 3, climbs all the way up to Mirage. Now when he gets to the Mirage, he's like, I need to keep turn, which he would because of the Mirage's effect, but I don't want to proc your Our Courage United because I get hard punished if you have something that actually outs my stack, like a Metal Greymon. So he actually targets my level 4 instead. Bounces that back, gets his memory back, and then manages to keep turn by going Scramble into Omni X to bottom deck my Metal Garu, because he was able to get the overflow and the reduction of Evo. And I had 1 security left. So I had my 2 level 5 standing, and he's going Omni X. He swings the Omni X. I ace Evo into Metal Garu, but it can't bot deck it. I don't have enough colors. And he goes, oh, okay, cool. He plays Wisteria to pass turn and then swing Omni4Game. But I was like, haha, psych, no, Omni Ace. And then I was able to out his stack and kill him the next turn. So he literally lost on spot.
Omni Crime.
Yeah, Omni on Omni Crime. Round 3 was against, I could never remember his actual name. Falcon in the...
Oh, yeah.
God, he's told me his name, and I'm so bad with names.
I have no idea what his name is. I'm awful with names. It takes me months.
So he was playing Alpha, or Oryukin, whatever you want to call it. Got that one 2-0. Game 1, I was able to wait out the Greymon immunity and just kill him. Game 2, he bricked, so I just killed him. Sad, she couldn't even play. Round 4, Chris kind of talked about it. I 2-0'd him as well. Game 1, I was able to survive the Megidra board wipe and double Gallantmon by going into the Omni DNA, and I was able to kill him. Game 2, I outsped him.
Bran was such a tease. Bran was such a tease about it too. He waited till I checked his last security and went for a game. He's like, no. He could have just prevented it all.
I'm not even giving you the option to out him.
You're right.
It's not happening.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
if you can out it...
Because if he omnis you and then you have the promo Gallimon, he gets blown out.
Yeah. Such a tease.
13. He went 13, check your final security, and then he goes into promo to pass, turn, and swing. And I was like, now.
Feels so
now
bad.
we omni.
Every time I burst mode Ace Chris, I get promo Gallimon, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This feels really awesome.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so, then game 2, I do outspeed him. But he was able... Yeah, of course, I hit that dang option card. If I was able to just maintain one memory for my lethal play, I would have. But the way I did it, I wanted to make sure he could not, for any reason, get another turn. And I literally looked at him and I said, alright, War Greymon, swing for 2 checks. If that option's in there, I'm gonna kill you. And he just flips it, it's the first check, and he goes, moves the memory, and I was like, just check your second security. I was so pissed. He wasn't able to do anything that turn, but still.
It's a little thing.
Oh, man. So I did go 8-0. I didn't drop a single game. Deck profile will most likely already be on the channel.
It will be. I'm telling you it. I'm editing it before I edit this.
Okay. You heard it here first.
It's 100%.
And by heard it here first, by heard it here first, I mean you've already seen the deck profile.
Yes. Yeah, I have full control over what goes up in what order.
Yeah. Also, I might as well just get it out of the way. The version of Adventure I was playing prior, you probably picked up from context clues. I was trying to do a Turnstile Adventure deck that took advantage of Metal Garu X and Greymon. It was just a little too inconsistent. It just felt win more. That's probably the best way I could put it.
Unfortunately.
I mean, it's probably for the best that we don't have a deck that can consistently turn steel like that.
Yeah.
Because it is genuinely toxic whenever I pulled it off.
It reminded me of Examon when they ice walled you with a Slayer on the field.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, promote.
And it double ice wall too, so it was even better.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just didn't work out.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, if the comments want to try cooking with it, iron it out. But I feel like I had it pretty refined by the time I just decided, screw it. War Grey package, Omni.
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like the Omni is more consistent. Just in my personal opinion.
Well, it's less convoluted.
Yeah. I mean, it's just playing cards I'm already playing. It's just taking advantage of stuff I already play.
Exactly. You're not trying to force anything to happen.
I did, it was really funny while you pull that up. I did dry taunt Chris. Because he had 2 Gios on the board. And I hit him with taunt just to force him to with one of them at the start of his turn.
What a beehole, dude.
Yeah, no, it died to security too. It felt so good.
Alright, so we are going to be ranking secret rares in the Digimon card game today. We have our S tier, tier 1, tier 2, Copium, and It's a Good Play. Alright, so these are, I believe, in chronological order for the BT sets, and then chronological order for the EX sets.
I was going to say, it does look like they are, in fact, in order.
Yeah. Thankfully, that's how it worked out with how I downloaded them. Otherwise, I would not have taken the time to do that, because there's 60 of these.
That does make sense. We have over 20 sets. And just BT. Not including EX.
We have EX up to 8, and then RB1 and LM sets. There's a secret rare from LM, or 2 of them. Just one. Yeah, just one. Anyway, Metal Greymon.
This one I wouldn't mind putting in like tier 2. When it first came out, it was actually pretty. And it continued to see play in the Machine Dramon deck, so it had some staying power.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
I recall playing it in Red Omni and swinging at people with like a 11 or 12,000
Bajillion
DP.
DP.
Well, no, like you swing with him because he has like 3 checks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You lose memory when you do it, but it's a lot of damage if you know that they don't play anything bigger than like 12k.
Oh yeah, you're playing in Rookie Rush. Oh yeah, you're eating.
Yeah. Digimon.
I would also say tier 2, just because it did see a lot of play in Bond by me and you. But it was never really like the best thing to play in like his own deck.
Yeah, his 3 to Evo, it only really was good in Bond.
Yeah.
And most people didn't even pick up on that tech anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a cheeky double swing. It was good.
Yeah. Alright, Bilzamon.
I mean,
I forgot about this card.
it was okay for the time. I mean, ranking it for at the time, I still think I'd put it in Cope. Like, every color just had better things to do, and Beals was like such a wimpy. I mean, it was cool because he could like warp on top of an Impmon.
That is what his
Wasn't he
effect
like our
is, yeah.
first? Wasn't he like the first warp Evo like that?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. We only ever had the one Impmon at the time.
Yeah, I agree. I think his primary issue is how bad Purple was at the beginning of the game. Because in a vacuum, he's actually pretty solid back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Purple
I was gonna say,
just
maybe
was
he
kind of,
just-
play after it.
yeah.
Yeah, he just came out too early.
Yeah, Purple just as a whole
'Cause,
kind
like-
of sucked.
Yeah, his best use case was warping straight up until Millenniumon for Millennia Turbo.
Yeah. Alright, Black War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Black
Yeah.
War.
So sad, dude.
I mean, you might as well just grab the green Imperial and put him right there as well. People who tried to cope with the green dragon mode, dude, you guys were coping.
Yeah, this was
hard.
original Virus Imperial. OG. Alter S.
I would actually put him in tier 1.
Tier 1. Mm-hmm.
This was the original Death X.
Yeah.
Indeed.
He was the boogeyman for a little bit.
Yeah. Alright, Greymon. Ancient Greymon, I
I'm
mean.
putting him in tier 1. I think the fact he's still seeing play to this day in the ancient lists before the, ban list. But even then, I'm still seeing people play it. Just because he will always have the ability to clear 5 security. And if you have Aldemon in stack, it's just such...
I would agree. Alright.
It's so good.
Ancient Garu.
Should that not be S tier then, if it's still seeing play, just by how old it is?
No, because it didn't fundamentally change the game.
Yeah, the S tier is not going to
helps-
have very many cards just based on me seeing
Yeah,
it.
the S tier is going to be special.
Yeah. It's special
Okay.
tier. That's what S stands
That's
for.
fair.
I've got a
Special.
couple in mind that are like, oh, that...
Well, then is it ahead of Omnimon then?
I mean, we'll worry about the
Yeah.
replacement
We'll,
later.
we'll reorganize those at the end. Ancient Garu.
Tier 2, yeah.
I'd agree.
He was good when he came out. He saw play later, but he obviously just dropped off entirely. He didn't keep seeing play like Ancient Grey.
Yeah. Elusimon.
And
God, I
one,
forgot about that one.
you could play it for free off Lord Daimon, just get a free recovery. He was a 10,000 body. It still sees play in Lucimon, obviously.
Does it?
Lucimon's not good though.
No, I guess not.
That's not a
Tier
competitive
2?
deck.
Yeah, tier 2.
I was thinking tier 2 at the absolute highest. Like,
S tier for its art. Especially its alt art.
this is before we got textured alt arts, though, so I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, I was
This
gonna
would
say, if we're going
textured be
straight off.
beautiful.
Yeah, if we're going off straight art, that Black War Greymon never sees it's a good play.
Yeah, this Black War is
Yeah.
an S tier. It's top of S tier.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, even the Imperial, he stays where he's at. That art is dog
Hold on.
water.
Hold on. Did you go out of your way to get the alt art pictures?
I downloaded the art that I preferred. Yeah, I wouldn't say out of my way. The way that I had to download these, like they were next to each other, so I was just like, I'm gonna pick the one I prefer.
Might as well grab it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it would have saved me time, I would have downloaded the base rarity, but it did not save any time. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this then.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, Omni X.
I mean, I think it's an underwhelming card. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree it is underwhelming. However, it was very powerful if you ever got it on the field at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's whatever.
No cheap way to do it. Unless you already had an Omni on the board, right?
Yeah. All right. Zwart Defeat.
It's either gonna be bottom towards the bottom of tier 1 or the top of tier 2. Because it was like some of the first. Yeah.
What'd you say?
I was gonna like the tamer removal was like the first of its kind. It was widely played. A lot of decks were just spamming 4 in the hopes that they would get hit out of security.
I was thinking top of tier 1 currently.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Like, do you not remember how nightmarish of a card this was? Playing against Secon, you check one out of security and you're just like, oh, cool.
There was only one time in its history where... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's just falling off now, like...
Yeah, it's falling off now, but at the time...
Yeah, at the time.
So we have to keep these in mind for when they came out, because otherwise everything's going to be in It's a Good Play, and there's going to be like 5 cards in S tier.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, no, like, there was only one time I ever felt safe when a Zwart Defeat hit the board, and that's when I was playing Hexplow, and I had to have multiple on the board.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was just not fun.
Alright, Alphamon. I know where I want to put this.
Is this the one that was used in the OTK?
No.
No.
This is the bad one.
This is the security Alphamon from BT6.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Sean, I think we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah. It wasn't bad enough to be in It's a Good Play, it's just in cope.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, I do have the cards pulled up if you guys want me to read them as well, by the way.
Oh, I remember what all these do. Maybe when we get to some of these cards that I don't care about, like the Susan Ace and the Luminamon, or whatever the hell this card's called. Chaos
the fact
Mode.
that it wasn't immediately like, oh yeah, I remember that card, it's like, oh yeah, it must not have been very good.
Yeah, exactly. Chaos Mode.
I mean, I would say this card was pretty devastating when it came out, and then continued to be devastating in decks like Mastemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just able to Mosse into Luce, and it was like, you got me.
I was thinking tier 2 for him.
Yeah, same.
Good card, but requires like other things to be good.
This card got an entire card banned.
Technically, yes.
But I think that's more Mega Digimon Fusion's
but it's still not
fault.
Yeah, that doesn't mean this card's a good card though.
Yeah, Mega Digimon Fusion shouldn't have been printed in the first place.
Because on paper, on cardboard, card is literally security check +1, and then when Digivolving delete a dude.
Security check +2.
Other than that, yeah, security check +2. That's what I said, right?
You said +1.
No, you +1.
My bad.
He's security check triple checker Gaia Force.
Assuming
I think it's in cope.
You think cope?
The only reason this card was ever any good is because you could evo into it for 1 memory.
I guess that's fair, because like we're thinking about this in the context of English, and this was barely played in the English format because we didn't have Fusion whenever we got this set. So yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it never saw play over here.
Yeah. I saw it in Yellow Hybrid sometimes, but I always was totally okay with them doing it because they had to pay 7 memory to evo into him. I was like, okay, you're passing turn.
Okay, my turn now. Okay, I answered it now.
Yeah, exactly.
But like Mega Digimon was clearly the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it took a mid card and turned it into a tier 1 card just because you basically pulled a green and got to do it for free.
1 memory, but yeah. Might as well be free.
I mean, that's essentially free. You have to start your turn with 1 memory.
Maybe. You don't know.
Maybe.
Actually, it's possible. I guess aces didn't exist back then, but it's possible now to start your turn with 0 memory. Beelstar.
This is the one you can reduce the play cost of, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know where I want to put her. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are.
I mean, I'm thinking tier 2.
It did.
I mean, this card was
it did.
annoying.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know what? It did make it to where they were like totally afraid to make option cards 7 cost.
Yeah, I was thinking this is our first S tier.
You think S tier?
Really?
I was thinking tier 1.
Dude, they literally started printing cards that were 8 cost on the card and said reduce it by 1 if you have a tamer in play. They were like trying to skirt around her effect so hard that they started doing stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, I guess
I didn't want to go.
It's just generically.
I didn't want to go.
7 cost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to go as high as tier S because I feel like there are some cards on here that are just like Medieval Gallimon. Yeah, we all know Medieval's going in S tier. Does this card have that kind of?
I think it did at the time.
Yeah.
I don't think it does anymore.
Yeah, it obviously doesn't anymore. You don't play. This deck sucks now.
Yeah, like obviously you can always make the argument that like, oh well, if it changed their like future proofing the option cards, like at that point it's just bad card design. It's not this card was broken.
It is broken though.
It is broken, yeah. But I'm saying like there's a difference between poorly designed cards that don't do what they intended to do, like like the Galaxy Engine. Those were poorly designed. It's way too loose. Versus this card where it was like we just made a generically good card that actually forced us to change how we print cards.
I do remember Ben terrorizing us a little bit with this deck.
Yeah. So are we doing S tier or tier 1? I think it's probably gonna end up being bottom of S tier when we're done, but
I'm okay with putting it in S. We can always evaluate later.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
All right, Creepymon.
You already know. Good play.
Yeah, it's a good play.
I think it should probably go in Copium.
Think so?
Because you played this in Millith Loop.
That's right.
To deck your opponent out. Like it actually had a niche use. Whereas like these other 2 cards, like what are you putting them in?
Yeah. Okay, I'm fine with that.
God, dude, milling. Yeah, I remember that.
All right, original Paladin mode.
Okay, yeah, you know where to play him.
Alphamon or Yukin?
Yep, you already know.
S.
All the way to the top.
Is it S?
I think so.
Yeah, it was literally the first ever tier 0 deck.
Yeah, but he wasn't the reason. Like, he was part of it, don't get me wrong. But
he's what allowed you to keep turn.
He is what allowed you to keep turn, in addition to infinite cool boys and
and then kill you.
Like, sure, the Doru gave you protection and security check +1, which, God, they need to stop doing that with level 5s, looking at you, Wargrowl X. But, yeah, no, Oryukin was just like, hey, I maintain turn and kill you now.
I really think it should go to the top of tier 1. Like, I agree he was the boss monster of a tier 0 deck before it got hit, but...
He goes, I'm going to just strip all my bad sources and keep all the Oryus, the Doru Greymon, all that, and then I'm just going to kill you. After I've already swung at you a million times with Alphamon.
I think he should be top of tier 1.
I mean, if you want to put him there, that's fine.
Like, he is not the sole reason why the deck was tier 0. Like, if it was just him and the BT... Dang it. The BT 7 Doru Grey didn't exist, I don't think that deck is anywhere near as devastating.
But the thing is, he's 2 sides of the same coin, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, this deck doesn't do what it does without him. If you never had Oryukin mode, that deck doesn't become Turbo AIDS OTK.
I think you can still do it because you probably end up playing this old BT6 alpha in that deck if they don't get Oryukin.
I don't know. I think Oryukin was giga busted.
Well, we'll let the comments decide how they feel about that card. If anyone played in BT9 format that's watching. Alright, Death X.
Yep, S tier.
Yeah.
Yep. The fact people still complain about it to this day is wild. Every now and then I will still see a comment being like, wow, why does Death X still leave? It's like, wow, have you ever considered, like, I don't know, getting good?
Just play around it. Don't play a deck that relies on having a bunch of dudes on the field.
Now, I will say, Sean was a salty spittoon when I started teching in the Death X when he was playing Angels.
I have
I had to
lost...
constantly sit there and think, do I just get blown out by Death X?
I've lost many a game playing with Angels to a Death X. I lost to Eosmon once because he Death X'd me. Like, I had like 15 guys on the field, and I'm like, this game's over,
no.
dude. He completely cleared my board in one turn.
Oh, no.
Yep. Death X is like negative 12 memory. And then you can do whatever you want because my DOMs aren't there anymore.
Okay, we already know where to put this dude, right?
Yeah, did he ever see play? I just want to make sure
I think he saw play just because you could be treated as Shoutmon.
Okay,
The first line of text, I think, is the only reason he saw play.
He's going, it's a good play. I'm not I'm putting him in Copium. Alright, Jesmon GX.
Oh, he's tier 1.
I would agree.
He still sees play. Like, Magna OTK was like, hey, we eating good with this. Like, the fact Jesmon plays it with Magna X. So stupid. Royal Knights loves that card.
Yeah, and you can just randomly play him in any deck that their top end is a Royal Knight, because he can EVE on top of Royal Knights for 5.
Yep. It's so good.
Yeah, Secret Rare Galacticmon.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Yeah, because you don't even play this one now, right? You just play the Super Galactic?
Nah, yeah, you just play the 4 of Super Galactic.
Okay, that's
And
what I
even
thought.
when it first came out, it was like, oh, you pulled Galacti? Sorry, man.
Yeah, it was. There was definitely Rena or bust. Speaking of,
Rena, tier 1.
do you think tier 1?
It's either that or 2, top of 2.
I was thinking
my
2.
my pure, unbiased feelings. Definitely no bias. Oh man.
I mean, I love Ulforce. Anyone who's watched this channel long enough knows that I love Ulforce, but I just can't justify putting. I feel like most of these cards in tier 1, like, don't need a whole lot else to support them being pretty good. Like, she's a really good engine piece for that deck.
Future support.
I don't think you're gonna need her in the future archetype. I think if you needed her in the new Ulfor support, they would have reprinted her in the LM set that we're getting in October.
No, they're dumb. They won't do that.
I'm gonna give them.
They still haven't reprinted like so many cards that need reprints.
I'm gonna give them credit and say they planned this out far enough in advance to where they would know, and they are well aware of like secondary market prices because we've seen them like reprint cards that are too expensive. I think you are not going to need this arena for a new Ulforce.
I don't know. It's so good. It lets you unsuspend so many times. It gains you memory.
Yeah, it's a blue card, dude. Probably. I'm surprised it doesn't draw you cards too.
I mean, by proxy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Bogremon.
I'll accept it. I mean, you already know.
It's a good play.
Yeah.
Having played against that deck too many times, it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, we had someone at our locals coping real hard on Bagra, and it was just like
For like a month straight.
it was every so often too. He would just bring it back. I remember the only way I ever lost to that deck was when I got ran down by like Ricky Rush, basically.
Yeah. Or
Like Bagra hitting the field, I was just like, okay. All right, Shoutmon X7 Spear Mode or whatever the hell it's called.
Just because of what it did to Sean at that event, tier 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna say probably tier 2. It's still a pretty good card. I think it's seeing play in the pure Shoutmon build where you just play just Shoutmons. Yeah.
Yeah, it has a very powerful effect, which is really good whenever your protection effects are in your sources.
Yeah, how'd that feel, Sean?
It felt terrible, dude. That guy knocked me out of top cut for that regional because of that. Stupid card.
Oh, why'd you tuck that? Kaiser Nail? Oh no.
Oh no. Let me read that card. I don't know what it does.
I have become error.
BT13 Gallant.
1.
I honestly wouldn't put. I'd put that in tier 1, easy. Like the fact he's really good for Gallant.
It's just a good splashable card and so much stuff.
Why does it do that?
He's really good for Gallant. He's really good for Royal Knights. He's really good for Megidra.
He's really good for just put it in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just a really good card. Period.
Play for free.
Yeah, Purple Hybrid
Rush.
just still plays this card.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an argument to put him in S tier, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I mean,
I think this was the set too, where it's just like you weren't upset by either secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only a few sets where you can. Yeah, you can say too, like with this set, you're like, you know what, I'm honestly not mad I pulled this secret. There's not that many that you could say that for.
Yeah. So are we putting Omni in tier 2?
I know there's probably an argument for 1. I'm okay with putting it in 2 though, because it's in such a. It's literally locked into. Yeah, it's locked into its deck where at least with Gallant you can play it in a bunch of different things. But Omnimon you're not playing this Omnimon in any other version than Royal Knights. Like it just doesn't have any other spot.
That is true.
And on top of that, modern day Royal Knights, he's not even always going to be your win button.
Yeah.
Like Omni X has just came in and said, "Hey, here, let me take your lunch money."
Yeah, you don't even need this. Like you don't even play for this in Royal Knights anymore. You don't have to. Some people probably still do, but War Greymon.
Unfortunate. I think he's cope.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Like he's really
it's a good card.
It's
just not. It's just not that. It's just not that like.
Yeah, it wasn't impactful.
Yeah.
The best deck he ever performed in was Omni DNA.
That and you can play him in Bond.
Yeah.
Oh, and Bond. Yeah, but those weren't like tier 1 strats.
Yeah, neither one of those have ever been tier 1. I think Bond, I guess you could consider tier 1 for EX1 format, but not really.
It's a good play.
No.
The next 2 cards. The next 2 cards.
Angemon is not. It's a good play. How dare you?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
bare
Angemon.
minimum. Yeah, Angemon is bare minimum tier 2.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking of putting him, is like somewhere around like here.
And like the fact he just has generic outs, like he just can body any card that dares have a virus.
Yeah. Like Machine Dramon, dude, that's a 6 stack with like 8 protection effects. Can you stop yourself from going to your security? No? Oh, okay.
No? Alright, bye.
Alright, swing.
And then like the whole deletion to recover himself. It's so good. It's a good card.
He is a very good card. Melga.
It's a good
I
play.
want to put him, personally, I want to put him in tier 1. Because the triple stun is very good. Evade is very good. The unsuspend during either player's turn is very good. But primarily that triple stun and the OTK potential. But hey, I know I'm biased. I'd be okay with tier 2.
My immediate thought was like top of tier 2.
I think it could get splashed in more decks than Omnimon, so I'm okay with it putting it above Omni.
Like I would be okay.
I have been
behind
screwed.
Greymon.
I've been screwed so many times by the stun.
Yeah, his best effect is the fact that he stuns 3 things.
Yeah. But like, if you want to put him either right there or right behind Ancient Greymon, hey, I ain't complaining.
All right, APOC.
I think unfortunately, yep,
Yeah.
he has to be S tier. He fundamentally broke Japan for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but this is for our meta. This is
We played in this
fortunate.
format was legal for like 2 weeks for us.
yeah, that's
we
fair.
were fortunate to not have to live in that hellscape.
Yeah.
We just got lucky that no one had 4 of them at locals. I think Ben was trying to, but I don't think he was able to get them all.
I'm just like, what would be the point? Just to bully your locals for a week?
Yeah.
Like, I think his impact in the game was we got a ban list before the card had even released for us. Like, some of the other ones, it's happened before, like with Oryu and stuff like that, but they at least gave us, like, a good little bit to play with it, like a couple weeks. Like, sure, you could say the same thing for Apocalypse, but, like, nobody wanted to do that.
We knew this guy was getting hit 2 sets before we got him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of knew he was getting hit, like, probably 3+ sets because of how devastating it was for Japan.
Listen, all I'm saying is...
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I'm looking at this S tier, and there's a card that just don't fit in.
All right, fine.
I mean, look at the company it's about to be in. You think that card's up there with them?
I agree.
There's
That's why
another
I
card
moved
coming.
it. If I disagreed with you, I would have said, screw you. I have the mouse.
Don said, all right, you got me.
All right, fair enough. All right, Rapidmon X.
I mean, he's definitely the more disappointing of these two, but he's not bad.
We can't compare him to Magna X.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Are we gonna sit here and be like, oh, he's a bad secret rare just because of the company he shares?
No, I think
he's like tier 2.
I was thinking tier 1. Like,
see, the problem with it is though. The problem with this one is, I mean, no, I guess you don't have to play him in in a bunnies list, do you?
You don't.
I mean, you can play him in an armor style deck.
I mean, I'm okay with putting him at like the bottom of tier 1. It's just like you never felt like you had to play this card like with Magna X.
All right, we can put him in top of tier 2. I'm okay with that.
He just doesn't have the impact.
Well, you can't quit comparing him to Magna X. We can't compare him.
To the cards in tier 1. Like he doesn't have that like impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think his issue.
For the time.
I think his issue is there's not a lot of decks you can play him in. Like, it's basically it was Magnavax, which isn't a deck anymore, and usually you wanted to go into Magnamon in that deck.
Right.
Yeah, he was like your second level 6.
Yeah,
and honestly,
kind of like an afterthought.
It wasn't like awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool
do we even need to talk about it?
Yeah, Magna X.
I'm surprised you went with that art.
If you
that's the one in my deck. It's the one I'm used to.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, if you print a card, and A, it forces people to quit, and B, still to this day, gets hate on like groups and pages and discords, I think you've done something. You have fundamentally changed the game.
Yeah, it's funny to me. Like, decks that don't have an answer to this guy and they refuse to put in ace cards in their deck to out him, I'm just like, what do you expect to happen?
Yeah. Like, obviously, when he first came out, there wasn't much you were going to be able to do to him. You just had to kill your opponent before they could, or just ignore it. It's not like nowadays where there is going to be a window where he's open. It's not like when, Sean was playing full power Magnavax and he was just like, oh, swing. Oh, you taunted me? All right, during the swing, I'm going to trash the security add and tuck the security just to make sure he's immune.
Yeah. Or just promote a Pata and trigger the start of main phase effect.
Or just, promote Pata per turn.
Yeah.
It's not as powerful as it used to be, but the fact that it had been nerfed and is still part of a very good deck, so good.
It's still a very strong card that some decks just don't have an answer to.
Yeah. It will always be a strong card.
Yes. Greymon.
Cope. He's the only deck he ever sees playing right now is Omni DNA.
No, I think he can be splashed in other decks. It just there hasn't been a good enough
hasn't been it
Greymon
yet.
Well, how
deck.
impactful has
haven't
it
seen
been
it.
then?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine with that. I just like the utility of him.
He's a cool card, but yeah, like this. Have you seen
Yeah, what
this
do you
guy
play him
in a
in?
deck that like topped?
Yeah, that's fair.
exactly.
That's fair.
And
Like-
like on top of that, like the only thing I've seen him in that's not Omni DNA is some whack like Lucemon deck that was posted to the Facebook group, because you can Evo it on top of Lucemon and it gains the Lucemon name, and it's like a whole thing. It was like a whole combo. The dude the dude literally wrote like a 3-paragraph thesis on how the deck plays, and I was just like, I just wanted to know why you were playing Greymon. I'll see if I can find it and send it in the group chat.
What is the benefit though?
Dude, it was like, oh, you can like...
Did he
you can
play
Evo
Tamers that have
into it.
Tai and Kari in name?
I think he played...
Like
Tai.
purple Kari?
I think he played Secret Rare Tai as his memory setter.
The new one? Oh,
You
so
can
this
play
was
it for free.
recent.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, find that list and send it to me. I want to look at it because I'm just like...
Dude, it was madness.
I mean, that's cool and all that you can do that, but like, what's the payoff? But anyways,
So
yeah,
what are we doing here?
the only reason this card holds any value is pure speculation at this point. Eventually, it'll probably be good,
Yeah.
but
It hasn't gotten there
That's what
yet.
I'm thinking.
yeah. All right,
I'm gonna try to find this.
Taka Mikazuchi, Finraluga, whatever
This is the good OTK one, right?
it is.
See. I would either
tier
put it
one?
at 1 top, like I'd say probably like middle of tier 1,
I think middle.
top of tier 1.
Yeah, I'm okay with it being above Beelstar. And
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you guys pick where that goes.
Lucemon Satan mode.
Copium, just for Ben.
Yeah, Cope for Ben.
It just has never seen play, really, right?
Yeah, the issue is how awkward and slow the deck it's in is. It's a really powerful card in a vacuum, and if it sticks on the field for more than a turn, you probably lose.
I knew the deck was doomed once Ben gave it up. I was like, this was a deck Ben was very looking forward to.
He was.
He tried it a couple times, and then like it just stopped showing up. Yeah, it just stopped showing up.
And he still has a deck.
All right, I found it.
I'll put a topic code for Ben. I think it's a good. Because I test with Ben, I've played against this deck quite often, and I'm surprised it doesn't see any representation whatsoever. But I understand why it doesn't. It loses the like fast decks just kill it. It's just like, oh, okay, I lost. Cool.
Okay, so.
No, just send it to me. I don't want to talk about it while we're doing this.
Yeah, just send it.
Right. The deck looks so wild. Just know you have to go to the comment. You have to go to the comment where he posts the deck profile and has the thesis.
Okay. Susan Ace.
It's a good play.
It's a good play. The card's bad.
Agreed.
It came out.
Brandon, you sent it to the wrong group chat.
Did I?
Yeah, I didn't get a message.
Oh shoot. Okay. Bad.
Zeed Millenniumon.
Cope. It's a really good card. I just don't think it sees play because it's like kind of in a niche spot.
Yeah. Whatever.
I think it's a really good card. I mean, Overclock is really cool on it and stuff like that. It just doesn't see play.
Yeah, I think the only meta deck we've ever seen that card in is as a one of top end for like Lord Knight X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
we
right.
need to talk about it. Yeah, just go ahead and drag it.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't even know.
If you pulled that in your box and you didn't get Omni X, I'm so sorry for you.
I even think on pre-release night with this set, it was like at $1.
It was. Dude, Ben was coping on this card. If you talk to him about it, he's like, it's a good card.
That's why it's in a good play.
Yeah. Zephiga Ace.
I mean, tier 2.
I would agree.
Good card. Like,
yeah, it's a very good card. It's just, unfortunately, it's green. That's its biggest. That's what it's working against the most. Is its color.
True. Yeah, it is unfortunately green.
It's got a good ceiling. We just haven't seen a deck truly take advantage of it and like break the game with it.
Yeah. Omni X.
Personal opinion, like top of tier 1.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't think it's strong enough to be S tier. I think it's very strong enough to be in the top of tier 1 though.
Yeah, extremely powerful card as Omni X should be. Yeah, it's not like game breaking. It's just a really good finisher. Taikamiya.
Like tier 2. The thing is, he's only ever going to see play in 2 decks, and like it's only ever going to be those 2 decks, Hero and Adventure. He's like one of your most
drawing
important
cards.
Yeah, he's one of your most important tamers in Adventure, because of his ability to bot deck himself and play stuff for free.
That's what I was more. That was the effect. I was more like that's like its best effect.
Yeah, you could splash
like,
in anything and just draw cards with it.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
I think you have to swing with an Adventure and a Hero.
No, you don't.
Oh, no, you don't. Okay, cool.
Anyways, that bottom decking and then just, hey, here's a level 5, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. Or a level 7.
I'm dead.
I want to play the Ace.
Alright, Gaimon.
I don't think, after actually playing against the deck, I still have no respect for it. But this card's actually, like, pretty good. I don't think it's good enough to be any higher than Copium. I just know the Amon players are going to come after us.
That's fine. Because it's a dangerous archetype if they get more support, but at this point, they need support.
I just it's never Gaimon itself. It's always the other cards.
Yeah.
You know, like the cards that it's linking with, like the Devo, like the protection. The ability. Yeah, the ability to gain raid or like attack again. Like its effects itself are okay.
Yeah.
But it's never the reason why. Like it will swing at you like twice and like trash a security, so it's like putting out 3 damage.
Agreed.
But it's the cards that's linked to it that are like the problem.
Yeah. It's like one of those decks where you look at it and it's like Megidramon. Sure, Megidramon himself is pretty good, but it's everything underneath it, giving you the extra memory, giving you the float, giving you the recycle. I think that's what makes Megidra so good. Yeah. It's not just Megidra by himself, kind of like with Gaimon. It's not Gaimon by himself.
Machine Dramon.
I think he's tier 1.
DP protection?
Yes.
Yeah, it's EX1. I think it's tier 1. I think it's a very good card. It's still gonna be meta relevant here in a couple of months when we get the next set.
Okay.
Every time they print cyborgs, people are like, "Hey, Machine Dramon in."
I mean, he's the only card that has an all turns protection versus DP reduction to this day.
Yeah, and like he was one of 2 cards in an entire set where the only reason why you try and buy that set.
That and
I mean, that was Bandai's fault. The rest of the set was just actual trash.
Bad, yeah.
Crimson mode.
This is OG Crimson mode. It's hard to want to rank this one, knowing that like Ace is on. Yep. Yeah, I'm fine with Cope. Because Ace is just such a better card, and I'm like comparing them.
That card was Gallantmon was literally never good until we got like the waves of support we got at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. This card was never in a deck that like won a tournament.
Yeah.
A major event.
And I feel we can kind of talk about the same thing for the blast mode, right? Because this is the bad blast mode.
Yeah. I actually want to put this in. It's a good play.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah. I guess I can put it above these guys.
Like, because there's no way to cheapen the Evo either, so it's just 6 Evo.
Evo into it for 3 memory off of the Iron Mako from EX2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, but you have to wait till. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
That was Beals before it was good.
Yeah, it's pre-advanced deck Beals.
Yes, pre-advanced deck, pre-BT 12. Examon.
Copium. It's either Copium or it's a good play. It's one of the two.
Really? I was thinking... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll let you say it since it's your deck.
I was going to say the Examon himself was not what made that deck playable. It was the Slayer. So I'd be okay with, like, Copium.
That's fair.
Like, because he does have some generic uses, like... Being able to play a level 6 for free just by DNAing into him was still really good.
Yeah.
And then he has like the ability to double swing and suspend stuff while he's going off. But I mean, he was just never it.
Yeah, Slayer is definitely the best card in that deck.
Yeah.
Alright, fighter mode.
Fighter mode.
I was going to say it's a good player Copium because unfortunately this came out before RP and before RP Imperial was like really good, and then by the time it became good, this card got phased out.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not even the fighter mode anymore.
Nope, because it's horrendously bad compared to the new one.
Alright, what is this, Alter B?
Yes, this is Alter B.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it, I messed it up.
Unfortunately...
Oh yeah, you didn't call it Alter S like a...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it only ever sees decks, like, gameplay in decks that, like, are Omni decks.
Yeah.
Like Alter S or Omni DNA. So I think its play is very, very limited. Yeah, so I was going to say it's Cope. Like, it can win you games playing, like, the decks it's in, like, so easily from 3 security out of 10. But you have to be playing those decks, and those decks were never tier 1.
Yeah. Grace Novamon.
That's a good play.
Yeah, we already know. Yeah, he's a good play.
Yeah.
No, notice how some of these cards are getting put behind Blackboard.
Oh, he's gonna be the top of it's a good play.
I will say
you don't even have to ask.
You did do some of these out of order slightly. Because Grace Nova should have been at Ruin mode. Because Alter B and Ruin mode were in the same set, but whatever,
true.
it doesn't matter.
Well,
yeah,
this was all just automatic upload after I downloaded the images.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Ruin mode tier S, like we know. He's Sean's like he's riding this, man. He's riding until it's something about it.
I don't think it'll ever get hit.
Ruin mode to 1.
I think it's balanced.
Somebody clip that just in case.
I think it's balanced because it deletes itself. If it just consistently minus 5k every time it swung and didn't delete itself, I think they probably would have hit it by now. But it's only for a turn, dude.
Fair.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's only one turn, right?
Until I do it again.
It's only for a turn.
Want to see me do it again?
Yeah. Fang?
So for this one,
Copium.
I was gonna here too, because it did see results in that format. It actually topped. It actually outed bodies.
Yeah.
I think it was just because it was good against Numemon, though.
Numemon. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll agree with Brandon that it did see results compared to some of these other cards.
It fit a niche.
All right, I'll put it bottom of tier 2.
And you know what? I think the deck would still be okay nowadays. It's still super slow. It just...
Giving your opponent like 6 memory every turn is not a way to win.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe like a couple months ago.
Imagine giving Adventure access to like 6 memory every turn on top of their tamers.
Giving any good deck 6 memory every turn is you're gonna lose. Doesn't matter how broken your boss monster is.
That's fair.
Unga Bunga.
Tier 1.
I agree.
It's just better. It's better BT13 Omni in every way.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Plus, I think he trashes the security, so you don't have to worry about checking it, right?
Correct. He blows up the board and then trashes security.
So much better.
Yes. What's her face?
Mireille.
That's it.
A good play. It unfortunately a deck that's still bad.
Yeah. Such a shame, dude. It's such a pretty deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a very pretty deck.
Yeah.
Don't
Billstar
let my
X.
wife hear that we're out here talking crap about her deck.
Yeah, I wish Masty was good. I think Masty would be fun to play if it were tier 1, but... So, Billstar X, it's a good play?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything, man. Like, I haven't seen any results with this deck, period.
Yeah. Ben pulls it out occasionally when we're testing, and then he's like, yep, still sucks.
It's just like nothing's changed.
Yeah, just as I suspected. Alright, Vortex Resonance.
Unfortunately,
play.
I think it's Copium, just because any deck that plays Vortex cards, they made it generically good enough where you might actually have to play it.
You mean Liberator? Because it adds like any Liberator card.
Yeah, I agree. It's an interesting card. I do think it should be in Copium because you can play it in any of those decks. I think the issue is most people don't have it because that set sucked.
The thing is, though, like even most decks that do play it, if you look at it, they're playing one, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just not a very good card.
I just want to mark
at least
it. Watch
seeing
this.
play.
Vortex Resonance.
Already checking the price.
Yeah, it's $20 for the alt art and the regular art.
It just sits there. It's been sitting at $20 for the longest time.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm okay with it just bottom of cope. Now, can you do me a favor, Sean?
Okay.
Skip these next two so we don't end this tier list on a downer.
All right, that's fair. Proxima
I don't want to be upset. Yeah. Proxima Mon's absolute bottom up. It's a good play.
Yeah. Quantum.
Cope, just because it saw some play.
I would agree.
That's
it's
fair.
actually a pretty powerful card. Its issue is the decks that you would play it in.
Yeah, like Bloom. Bloom could play it. I mean, it got quickly replaced by like Leopard X and cards like that, but still.
Yeah. You can play it in yellow decks too. I'm pretty sure it's a vaccine if I'm not mistaken. But
I can look. It is a fairy. No, it's a data. Sorry.
okay, I was like, wrong.
Wrong type.
I read the first one.
Wrong. It is a yellow card though.
Also-
You can put it in yellow decks.
Also, of all the cards to pick the normal art for, you pick Gallant X.
Yeah, that's the version I use in my list. I think the alt art looks dumb, and I didn't want to use the 2-star.
It is one of the few arts where I like the base art more than the alt art, but obviously not as much as the 2.
Yeah, same. Like if I had a
Like
choice,
me
I'd get the 2-star for my deck, but I got the base rarity because I think the alt art looks kind of stupid.
He's just like stabbing up. It is kind of
Yeah,
dumb.
he just and his face looks goofy too.
It's a weird angle, yeah.
It
At
is.
least in this, it's like a cool action shot.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so
Um,
I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna make you guys think about it forever. If you look at the 2-star Gallant X, the way his cheek guards are built, it looks like he's a blushing anime girl. Because it's different colored, right? Cheeks are.
You're gonna make me look this up. I don't see it.
Oh, well. You don't really watch anime, so.
Yeah, I don't look at blushing anime girls enough, I guess. All right,
Yeah,
so
guess
where
not.
are we putting this feller?
I'm fine
I'd
with
say
tier
he's gotta
1.
be somewhere in tier 1. I'd say
agree.
probably close to the top.
Say like around there, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a really good card. I just don't think it's as strong as cards in the S tier or above him in tier 1.
Agreed. All right, medieval Gallantmon.
Yeah,
I knew you were gonna want to put him at the very tippity top.
I
mean,
don't
I'm open
think
to discussion.
I don't think it's had the impact that Magna has had. I mean,
I
and the
would put it
problem is
above-
with
I would put it above Ruin.
if a Pokemon would have been around for as long as Japan would have been, I would have said a Pokemon was even better.
That's
But
fair.
I think the fact that we can have 4 medieval, is that better than a
Yeah.
Pokemon?
Yeah, I mean,
The thing is, Apocalypse and Magna X both caused so much havoc that cards got limited. But The only thing that's going to cause Medieval Gallant to get limited is its stealth, and I don't think it needs to be.
Yeah.
He's such a perfectly balanced, fair floodgate.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's reevaluate. So do we need to change the order of S tier?
I think those are fine. I think I like the way you have it set up right now.
I think that's fine.
Okay. Tier 1. Do any of these not belong?
I think that Beelstar... honestly, I think it needs to go below Jesmon GX. I think GX has... Yeah, that's fine. Like, it just doesn't... I don't think it belongs at that high. I think Beelstar better than Ancient Grey and Machine.
Yeah, I'd put it above them.
Yeah, and Ultra-S, good call. Yeah. Yeah, perfect.
Alright, tier 2.
I think I'd move. Maybe Fanglong above like Ancient Garu. I think he's like at least seen results, so he could be fit.
What type is Lucimon?
A virus.
Is he a virus?
Yeah.
You put that Angemon right above him just because of the just because of the effect.
Yeah, technically in rock paper scissors he does lose.
I think that those 3 cards are arguably better than the Digimon and the Machine or the Metal Greymon.
These 3?
Yeah. I think it's just their age, and even when they were like relevant, I mean they weren't like crazy good. Let's be honest, those, if we look back at it, those are some of like the weaker secrets we got.
Wait, these are also the first 2 secrets I forgot.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like in hindsight, it's like
they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time. But like compared to like what's above them, I'm like, yeah, they can be in tier 2, but I think they're like the bottom of it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I put Metal Greymon above the Vidramon.
Yeah, it's actually.
But that's bias. That's a bias.
I mean, it's somewhere play.
Yeah.
This was $100 card at one point.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, Copium.
The only thing I can think of is maybe raising up Secret War Greymon past, I think, Susan and Luce. I do think he's just generically better because he, like, at least he warps and he can, like, he's big damage.
I'd rather put Alter S above Quantum.
Alter S isn't on this tier list.
At this point, I just don't even acknowledge it.
All right, it's a good play.
I mean, I don't think it matters where these are in order. They're all just the bottom of the bin.
I would agree. You know, honestly, thinking about these cards, I feel like the most playable one is the Black War. You could still play that Black War.
You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like Cope.
It kind of is.
Does it deserve a promotion?
It's such a pretty art, dude. Why couldn't they make it good? All right.
Yeah, I'm fine with this list.
Okay, so this is the definitive secret rare tier list. Let us know your thoughts in the comments about how wrong we were.
Definitive.
Yeah, definitely. This is it. All other tier lists are wrong.
And if you want to argue with us about how high Galacti should be, go for it. I don't know why that seems to be the card that gets the most deriding, but...
Well, you play the Super now. You don't play that one.
Yeah, no, people are gonna be pissed we put Proxima as low as we did.
Oh well, I mean that's their fault.
The Gamma stands.
I feel if you're honest with yourself as a Gammon fan, you know that card sucks.
I don't even think it gets played now.
You'd have to ask Josh. He's the Gammon stan of the group. I think you might be right. I think you just play the 6 or the 6s. I don't think you play that card. It's like too high of an investment. I could be wrong though, and I don't care enough to ask. All right, Comic questions. Benjamin Wiseman 6567. I mostly agree with the tier rankings, but BT8 is tier 1, and a set I use frequently still. It introduced armors, 2-color cards, and DNA Digivolution. The Metal Gray from this set was used in both Greymon decks and Machine Dramon decks. Crimson Blaze, Fire Rocket, and Flame Hell Scythe were in this set. You didn't even mention the most powerful deck to come out of the set, which was that yellow Rapidmon deck that abused Cody and Jet Sylphiamon. It only lasted a few weeks because Jet Sylphie was thankfully restricted, but that deck would still be competitive today with yellow aces thrown in. You're thinking of security control. That was like yellow hybrid security control.
Yeah.
I mean, where did we even put BT8?
I think in like tier 2 or Copium. I think it may have been Copium.
BT8 was.
Oh yeah,
the Fire Rocket are like okay. I'm narrowing on that card, but Armor Rush is dropped off. Like nobody even's like really playing that right now. Flame Hell Scythe doesn't see play anymore. I guess back then it did see play. It was kind of a menace. DNA did start with that, but like the DNA the main DNA cards were from the starter deck. That's not we weren't ranking the starter decks. It's just the set itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, also, Sean, then so like
if you want to have our full tier list pulled up, it's at 2 hours 15 minutes in.
Okay, thank you.
So you can just look at the whole.
So thing. What other cards did he mention?
Crimson Blaze, Fire Rocket, Crimson Blaze.
Crimson Blaze is the best card that he mentioned.
I mean, pretty annoying to deal with.
It sounds like a good set. I could see it being bumped up to tier 2, but I don't know if there's enough in it to justify it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the yellow hybrids were really good.
Well, that's from BT7.
Oh, okay, then yeah, what are we talking about? BT8.
That was S tier.
Yeah, okay then. Yeah. What are we talking about?
I mean, I could see an argument to bump it into tier 2. I don't think it should be any higher, though.
Yeah. I could see it be like, okay, it would be bottom of tier 2, but like I said, Fire Rocket, it's dropped off again. Armor Rushes just doesn't see play right now. Like, it's very sporadic if it does.
Yeah, I remember the rankings were based on how impactful it was for the meta at the time.
Yeah, so I don't think it was that crazy impactful.
Yeah. It's got cards that have over time been good, like gone in and out. But
so you could imagine it being bumped up to tier 2?
Yeah. I mean, I think I remember saying that maybe we would put it in tier 2 and I got overruled.
You're the one with the mouse. Yeah. You have all the control, Sean.
Yeah, but I feel strongly enough about it to be like, you guys are wrong.
Right.
All right. Desmond Myler's 3114. Thank you for being a channel member. List was great. BT16 was the set where 3/4 of my locals pieced out until EX6. Now that they are back, I've only played DNA Magna to instill fear and tilt.
Doing God's work.
That's right, dude. Punish them for playing the game or trying.
You guys left for this card. You come back to this card,
dude. If the 2 people that quit because Magna X was a card ever come back, I'm gonna play Magna DNA until they quit again.
That's so messed up.
I'll be
like, this is all we've been playing since you left.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? This is what we play. I'll be like, Ben, pull out your Magna X deck. Josh, pull out your Magna X deck.
It's not even the best thing anymore. Like, Taunt into Ace exists for several decks now.
Well, their issue was they were always coping on like just bad decks. So like they just got like effed in the A real hard anytime they played against.
No, the one Solar played Hunters. That deck got support recently, so
it was yeah. I mean, he could come back and play a tier 1 deck potentially. I don't know if it is tier 1, but maybe. But he played Hunters when it was tier 1, but then continued to play it.
Yeah.
After it got power out.
Yeah, after it fell off.
All the way until BT16.
Yeah. Justin So 8231. There's a reason why the Digimon TCG is more popular than the Star Wars TCG. Yeah, dude.
Fair. You know what? You got me. You got us.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of Star Wars
Digimon
nerds
are the
like.
champions.
That is true. I don't think Star Wars nerds. I know you guys are Star Wars nerds. Are into card games as much as the average Digimon IP enjoyer is.
No, we're
Yeah,
too busy
that's fair.
arguing with each other about what movie is better.
Yeah, prequels sucked. Jim the Kid, I would love to see you revisit your Megidra concept. EX9 reveals make me nervous. Seems like a set that needs to be saved by its secrets or toppers. I am still trying to find my place in Digimon. I've only ever topped locals via events that restrict you, like pre-release or the yellow-green only constructed. I still struggle.
So sorry.
EX9 is kind of looking a little funky. We just don't know what the payoffs are for like having
We
cards.
know what one of them is.
Yeah, that are like for face now. Like it's just
It does give EX1 vibes. Like the more cards that get revealed, the more
Yeah.
I'm just like EX1 question mark.
it's just such a gimmick set, man. Where it's like I'd rather just buy the singles instead of buying the whole set.
It's like it's the meme of corporate needs you to find the difference between these photos, and it's the same photo.
It's really
EX1
similar, like
design.
down to the retro card art design. I'm just like,
And that is absolutely throwing people off. People are not like the border thing is cool, but the fact that it's like confusing
Doesn't
people on
match
what color the
color.
actual card is,
Yeah.
is hilarious.
I understand the confusion, but if you ever want to know what color a card is, you look at the name of it. That box is the color of the card. Don't look at anything else.
Whoa, what? You're telling me
Yeah.
the color of the card is just right there?
It's right there if this will focus. Come on, dude. The glare. Okay, there we go. Agumon. It is a yellow-red card. Boom.
But the border, Sean, the border.
Oh, you're right. I'm
The
sorry. This is
border.
a silver card. You're right. The border's silver, so it's a silver card.
Nah, I mean, also the thing about their borders is they're going to match their archetype in that deck, their DM trait, their DM version. So if you're playing a specific DM deck, like they're all going to have the same border and they're all going to be able to intertwine with each other. So theoretically, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think it will. Yeah, I would be surprised if they made the same mistake they made with EX1 this late into the game. But like he said, unless we
Looking like it.
unless we get some really busted cards coming out in the not too distant future, like it screams EX1. This will be a set I will not be excited to get so far.
Also, let us know in this comment section which decks do you play? Because I'm curious, like, because you said you haven't found your place.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious what kind of decks you gravitate towards. Maybe we might be able to give some either constructed criticism or some advice on something you might enjoy.
Yeah, thank you. I'm also curious about that.
We will
Alright.
try to help if we can.
Yes. Smitty the Pity. Not gonna lie, that was a pretty good tier list. I don't think I disagree with any of the placements. Drinking a Sprite for caffeine is pretty funny. LMAO. Couldn't be me though. I'm part of the energy drink in the morning gang.
God, dude, my wife does that. I
Can't
don't
do it.
understand.
What, she drinks
She
Sprite
goes
for caffeine?
No, the energy
A whole monster.
drink. She goes to work and immediately upon walking in the store, goes to the drink section, grabs a Monster, goes to work. Don't get it.
I wake up and walk to my kitchen and open my fridge and grab a Monster, and then go back to my bed
Jesus
and lay in bed and drink it.
You get
How
your
do
water.
you people operate, man? Maybe it's just like pure spite and rage of being at work that like gets me going, but I'm always fine in the morning.
The rest of the day I drink water, but that's my morning coffee is a Monster. But I drink water the rest of the time.
You know what that reminds me of? Have you ever seen the movie Cranked?
Yeah.
Or Cranked?
Oh my
I know,
Yeah, that's
I know
what it-
the Jason Statham movie.
Yeah, where it's just
Yeah.
like that. When you grab that Monster, you start drinking it, and it's just like then you become Jason Statham in that movie, where you're just like wired.
It doesn't have that effect on me. It just
It's all the caffeine from the Sprite that you drink.
yeah. Josh Johnson 1284 EX Extra Cross is from the manga. It never appeared in the anime.
Yeah, okay. I thought so. I think they only go cross 7 in the anime. So I don't think they go the extra cross in there.
EZPO. Damn, Azul GG from Pokemon TCG on the lower right corner. WTF, nice.
I don't know what that means.
Wait, what?
I don't either. I don't know if they're saying maybe Josh looks like whoever that is. But
Was it like his profile picture or something for?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't
Explain
understand
yourself.
that reference. Yes.
Explain yourself. Comment.
Yeah, if you're still here,
Justin
What
so
you want
8231. Do you guys think we'll ever get a live action Digimon movie? No.
I doubt it.
No, I don't think so.
Animation department is just where they live, and that's where they're gonna stay.
They'd have to CGI all the Digimon, and I would just wouldn't like that. That would look funky.
And you know for a fact they would just absolutely just ruin it by making them CG in the worst way possible. I'm talking like, imagine OG Sonic design before they changed it to look like
Before
he
they got
does
bullied
now.
by the fans. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say. Is like,
that, they do it to Agumon.
yeah, I was gonna say Digimon is the perfect IP that some company here in America would be like, that's the perfect nostalgia bait to try and make like a quick buck, like a movie off of, like live action, completely change the entire story and all the character designs and make everybody absolutely hate it when they could just do the most simple of simple things and do it right. They're like, no. We got to change this up in our way to make it ours.
Yeah.
Now, am I saying I wouldn't want it? If they had, like, hear me out, this is like harebrained, I'm just plucking people I think could do it. If you gave me
You're about to
James Gunn,
cast-
because I know he can handle a large cast, and like Marvel budget, so you got people who look like Raccoon, like that type of CG from like the early Guardians movies, that could be good. But it's never going to have a budget like that to make it actually competently like look good.
Alright, fine, but I want Andy Serkis playing all the Digimon.
All of them. He plays every single one.
He has a good voice actor.
Him? No, you know what? Him and all the actors from Planet of the Apes who play all the monkeys. Just bring in that whole group. They can play the Digimon.
I never watched any of the remakes.
But Andy Serkis has to be Vmon.
As long as he doesn't have a Brooklyn accent, I'm fine with that.
No,
He's gonna have a Brooklyn accent.
No, he's gonna sound like Gollum.
Yeah.
I think I would hate that more.
Davis.
My precious Davis.
Davis.
My precious.
Davis, the one Digi-Egg. Davis, the one Digi-Egg. To rule them all.
He also said, bring in Josh more. It's good to get another person's perspective on things.
Yeah, we would have got him this week if he didn't have to work.
Yeah, unfortunately, he had a confliction, or he had a...
What's the correct usage of that word?
It just doesn't sound right when I say it.
He
has
has a schedule.
Uttered halfway through it.
No, I said confliction.
Yeah.
Sounds like a song.
Yeah, I don't like the way that sounded in a sentence.
Cut it out, editors. Cut it out.
I mean, I'm not gonna cut that out. There's no reason to, but yeah, he had a schedule conflict, which is what I wanted to say. And he could not be on this morning, and Ben didn't want to do it either. Apparently,
Ben likes to watch and listen to it and then comment his opinions instead of being on and making his opinions.
I mean, we
true.
might get to that later.
I'm sure we will. Technolich or Technolich 667 Galacticmon and Ragnarok Canon is what I wanted Clock at the End to feel like. It's fun.
That's fair. I mean,
feel like
I agree.
Clock at the End is underwhelming as a win condition and okay as like a card in the deck.
I mean, I don't think I've seen a good deal list even playing the card.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a waste of a spot.
Clock at the End is really...
You're never winning the game with 4 Clock at the Ends because you would have killed your opponent by that point, and its other effect is just not good enough to warrant a slot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or at least with Ragnarok, it's like a removal, and if your Galactic stays on the board for long enough, you're just winning the next turn.
It's a big if, though, right, Chris?
Yeah. It's a big if.
Yeah.
A lot of things have to go right.
They do. Michael Grindy 6913 updated Magna DNA deck with eye emojis. Yeah, I got an update. It would have to win the weekly poll in order for me to play it and put it on the channel, though. I might end up just making it a members only video, but we'll see. Doru3428, thank you for being a channel member. Is there a need to run Zeeg anymore? The BT21 Shoutmon DX is treated as Omni Shout or Zeeg for Digicross, and it's Cross Heart and Blue Flare trait, so it can be searched easily and is level 6 that the deck can just use if you need to EVO up the lines.
I think so. The extra 2000 DP is really useful sometimes, where there will be times where maybe your shooting star doesn't come out, so at least you're an extra 2k bigger. And it has D-Digivolve. Back when I was playing the Valder armor, I would say it's even more useful, because if they ever killed it with like an effect, you could partition out the Cross and the Zeeg, so that was pretty nice. I don't play it as like much as I did before, but I still think it has its uses. Like D-Digivolve is really nice, and the extra 2k DP, and it's more searchable now that I'm playing a couple other different cards, so yeah. I mean, I agree. I'm also playing the Shoutmon DX, where it counts as both names. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't have that inheritable. So
Kyle
I
Newey,
think that's what... Oh, go ahead.
Kyle Newey 9278. I bought 2 medieval for 43 apiece on release when getting Dynamon stuff.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I got 2 real early.
Good.
I got them. I pulled 2 and bought 2, and the 2 I bought were about 60 apiece. JJR Benis 07. This is Ben, for those of you that don't know. Not gonna lie, EX7 sounds like the definition of copium. It's better than a good play, LOL. Every Liberator deck is playable. No, the hell it's not, Ben. None of them are playable.
How many Liberator decks are there? 3?
Irrelevant. They're all bad.
Syndrome, Vortex,
Zeph.
Heavy Metal.
I think Dino's a Liberator deck too, technically.
Dino.
But
Yeah.
it's, for me,
No,
it's
and Pyramidimon, but that didn't come out in that set, did it?
Yeah, EX7, it was Cinderella, the Heavy Metal,
And
Heavy.
Vortex?
oh yeah, and Vortex.
And then
So
there's the blue
two of
one.
those decks are dead on arrival.
All 3 of those decks are dead on arrival. None of those decks
All
did anything.
4 of them, because there was the blue deck as well,
Was that a Liberator deck?
with the
Yeah,
stupid
I
looking
think so.
snow and woman
The
thing.
Skibidi Toiletmon?
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you guys.
So
forgot
okay,
to
3 of
even
those 4
mention that.
decks. At least Zephagamon has like seen play and seen some results, like not like major tops, but it's like it'll top like smaller events.
It can topple locals.
Yeah, like, but those other ones aren't
It's a green
doing
deck,
anything.
though. Yeah, none of those
It's
decks
okay,
are
guys.
any good. They all suck.
We'll just.
Well, I think
Ben
Zepha got like a bigger boost with Medieval because it's like an archetype like card. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah, just bully
You
Ben
know.
into bringing Syndrome again.
Ben, play pure. Don't play Edamon.
Yeah, don't play
Don't play
Edamon
Valk.
and Aces.
Don't play Valk. Don't play any of those. Just play pure Cinderella, and then tell us. Then how's the deck? Then how is it?
And also, what's your definition of playable, Ben? Because just because I can put a deck together and, like, do things,
stuff.
it doesn't mean, like, that's not playable to me.
Take Cinderella to Mesquite.
Yeah. Take it to Mesquite. You put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Yeah, play a Liberator deck. Dingus.
Yeah. Spencer13 WizKid, thanks for being a channel member. The new thumbnail looks great. And a Digital Dude 666, which is Chris. Thanks for being a channel member, Chris. New thumbnail fire emoji.
Yeah.
That was the last one.
All right. Go ahead, Brandon.
We did that
Yep.
one pretty quickly. I'm surprised we got in under 2 hours.
Only about 2 hours.
Yeah, I was surprised when you were like, "There's like 60 of these cards." I'm like, "Oh man!"
I
we're
was
gonna be
thinking
here
that
forever."
when I counted them this morning. I was like, "Oh my god, dude, this is gonna be like 4 hours long."
I
be
think
fair,
it's
I mean,
easier
it's
though
really-
because like,
Well, it's easier to like sit there and have a conversation about a singular card versus a
yeah,
whole set of cards.
That's fair. And some
Yeah.
of them required no explanation. We're just like, we know where this is
Yeah.
going.
yeah.
Like,
no.
anybody gonna is anybody gonna sit here and argue for Nene?
Ben might.
yeah, Ben will. Yeah,
He's argued for it with me before, multiple times. Anytime I say how bad it is.
I mean, okay.
If you say it in his presence, he'll disagree with you.
but guys, it has this very niche use and this very niche.
It's so
So guys, have you
powerful.
considered that I pulled this card, therefore I like it?
Yeah. I have considered that.
Nice. All right. I'll talk to you boys later.
Let's see.
Glad to see my computer only crapped out once, and I didn't even have to leave the call for it.
That's awesome, dude. I'm proud of your computer.
Yeah.
Good job, Brandon.
I did prep work. I restarted both my computer and my Wi-Fi before we even started.
Jesus
Just to be
Christ.
sure.